I'm breathing underwater, I'm weightless through space. I'm soaring like an eagle all over this place. Creatures most will never see are waiting there to look at me, and all I gotta do is breathe underwater. Around the world, sea levels are rising and cities are being flooded because the North Polar ice cap is melting at an unbelievable rate. The Seaview was up there to find out why.
Clear water, approximately 100-yard radius.
Thermometer indicates subsurface 200 feet.
Maybe an air pocket under the ice. Let's try it.
All stop. Low ballast and numbers 4 and 6. Stand by the surface.
Aye, sir.
Maintain your trim.
175. 150.
That's about the 12th time they've encountered that same field of sinking ice. You'd think they would have mapped it by now so they could avoid it. They do indeed surface in an air pocket.
The Earthship has broken into the exhaust area. We may be in danger. Activate heat transfer. Intensify to maximum.
You look like you could use some heat. You're so cold your lips have turned blue. Better get some blood pumping. Or pud blumping, your choice. Michael Pate appeared twice in season 1 and twice in the Time Tunnel. He was Australian both by birth and preference, and he served with the Australian military during World War II as an entertainer. He was super successful in his home country, and in the 50s, Hollywood enticed him to the United States. He didn't stay that long. He went back to Australia not long after this appearance and stayed there working in movies and TV until he retired. Considering the chaotic nature of the 60s in the U.S., you can't blame him.
Damage?
We seem to be building up ice pressure against the hull.
What's our position?
400 feet beneath the polar cap.
That's interesting. Hadn't you noticed it's getting a little bit hot in here?
Nobody can explain why there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with the temperature controls. But they're already over 100 degrees, that's 37.7 degrees to the rest of the world, and climbing. Through the periscope they can see flames all around them. Suddenly the flames vanish. Something external is causing this. Nelson and Sharkey will go out to see what and what can be done about it. Patterson and Kowalski are topside with them, helping them prepare and examining hull damage. The mystery guys have noticed something else.
Radiation is still continuing.
The source is definitely aboard the alien ship.
A reactor of such strength would supply the power we need to return to our ice planet. Send out security patrols to check the enemy ship. If the humans prove hostile, destroy them.
What exactly makes them enemies? Has he tried asking for help? Minor spoiler, we're going to learn that none of this was necessary. He's going about it in the worst possible way. The Admiral and the Chief are investigating a cave system in the ice. It's definitely not a natural formation.
Better split up. You go this way and we'll meet back here in 5 minutes, right?
Aye, sir.
Patterson. Look over there.
Patterson didn't see them. Kowalski insists he saw two weird guys. Patterson is wondering if there's something wrong with him.
There were two of them. I saw them. They look.
Ski!
Looks like he's right. He calls for help to get Ski to sickbay. For some reason, his core temperature is dangerously low. Oh, good. Maybe he can get some answers from them. Except if he does that. Why, Sharky? Yes, one of them is holding what appears to be a weapon. It's pointed down. Here's an absolutely insane idea. Try to talk to them. That weapon he's holding is a freeze ray that would make Captain Cold drool with jealousy.
Melted.
Yes, he did. And once again, you were the aggressor. You don't know what his intentions were. You assumed he was hostile. And probably destroyed any chance of having a reasonable discussion with these guys. He should get a medal for that. I recommend the brown helmet.
What are those things? Important thing is not what they are, but what they're doing there. Look out!
Since he just killed one of them, I don't know what other response they expected. They're frozen solid and unconscious. Time for a little alien probing.
Negative. Negative. Count 1,000. 12. 10. 700. 4. 1. Negative.
Skin. Facial area. Hair. Negative. Lungs. Negative.
Yes, pure.
Pure what? That's all we get. Random numbers and he's pure. He's in suspended animation right now, so they activate the machine to get his heart and lungs started again, to say nothing of his brain.
You cannot move. Not until I say so.
Who are you?
I'm Gelid, leader of these Frostmen. My assistants are, as you can see, unlike you and your fellow Earthmen. You are deadly to us.
Any kind of heat will kill them, such as punching one in the jaw. It makes them melt. They're actually made of ice. The way he talks, their planet may be close to absolute zero. Now, that being the case, any possibility of kinetic movement would be physically impossible, which is why he constantly talks about 50 below instead of absolute zero. I've been in 50 below. It's not pleasant, but there are many ways to deal with it. Nelson asks about Sharky. It's okay, he's right there in the closet. He's still in suspended animation, but he hasn't been harmed. Gelid shows him that the disasters on the surface are increasing. These guys are the ones who are melting the polar cap.
It is our heat transfer which is melting the ice.
Heat transfer.
Exactly. Even at freezing temperatures, there is enough heat in your ice to be dangerous to us. We are extracting that heat from our immediate area and venting it out on the polar cap.
Meantime, you're melting the polar cap and destroying our world. Now, what do you hope to gain by this?
In the snows above us lies our disabled spaceship. We need but one thing to leave your world and return to our own planet.
And what's that?
Nuclear power.
He says we're going to take your reactor and put it in our ship. Does he have any idea what a complicated operation that would be? Does he even know how to handle an Earth-made reactor? Still, he's giving Nelson a choice, the Seaview or the world. If he wasn't so full of himself, he could ask for one and Nelson could probably get it for him.
Now, you said that heat was your enemy. You mean even slight heat, like the temperature of my body?
That is correct.
Prove it.
Don't be alarmed, Admiral. He will not harm you. The reverse is what will be true.
Nelson is appalled. Gelid ordered that guy to kill himself. He's more dangerous than the Admiral thought.
The point had to be made. He was expendable.
So are you.
I think we all had that same thought.
The danger here is represented solely by your kind. Freeze him. Yes, you are helpless now. As your ship and crew will be. Frozen for all eternity.
Too bad he thought of it too. He tells them to stick Nelson in the closet with the other guy.
Secure the repair detail in the engine room. I want a complete inspection of everything.
Sir.
That's their version of the Enterprise's transporter. We didn't see him disappear from it because Irwin couldn't figure out how they did the dematerializing effect.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Gelid, leader of the Frostmen. I'm here to obtain your nuclear reactor.
You're not making much sense.
But the cold makes sense, does it not? If you will not cooperate with me within 2 hours, the temperature here will be 50 degrees below zero.
What exactly does he want them to do? He forgot to say. He dramatically shows them the closet slowly opening to reveal the Admiral and the Chief.
He is in a state of suspended animation. When you agree to give us your reactor unit, he will be returned to you, along with the other one.
We don't even know if we can trust you.
True. But you do know it's getting colder in here.
Patterson.
21 degrees now, sir. And dropping.
How much time do you give us?
That's up to you. But rest assured, the temperature will be down to 50 degrees below zero within 2 hours.
Is 50 below as low as his freezer unit goes? Almost everybody is getting colder and colder.
It's hot. Too hot. I can't breathe.
Easy, Kowalski. Easy. To keep covered up.
Head.
That's better. That's better.
Control room to sick bay. Doc, we need you here for an important conference.
Almost. Kowalski is getting hotter and hotter. The doctor protests having to leave him alone, but the captain insists. He only has an orderly with him on days when the monster of the week needs someone to bonk over the head.
There's no way of stalling these ice creatures you're talking about?
We've got less than 2 hours, Doc. Now check the thermometer readings for yourself if you think he doesn't mean what he says.
I don't need to. I don't know what I can do to help.
Just tell me how long the crew can survive if the temperature keeps dropping.
Who knows? A day, half a day, maybe hours if it drops too far below zero.
Is there anything you can do to help them?
A few of them, superficially. But 125 men? No.
He couldn't ask that over the intercom. Why? Pulling him away from Kowalski seems like there was no need to.
Watch it. He's delirious.
Ski, give him the gun. Go ahead, give him the gun.
I rest my case. He heads into the tunnels to rescue the Admiral.
The Admiral. The Admiral.
He didn't even have to use the stun gun. He may or may not realize what happened. He's kind of hyper-focused right now.
Heat. Heat is approaching us. The fools. They had their chance to cooperate, and now they try to attack us. Activate heat transfer.
Gelid has risen to his level of incompetence. If they were attacking, doesn't he think they'd send more than one guy? I know he thinks we're a lower species, but really?
Intensify, intensify, destroy them all! Intensify, intensify!
More! More! Give me more! More scenery! I'm not finished chewing! Intensify! Intensify!
The ice might melt to free us.
It should free us from that awkward fade out before it does anything else. Crane orders a crash dive, and they are indeed free from the ice. Gelid didn't think of that. When his man reports that they escaped, he's not happy, and he has nobody to blame but himself, which is why he's not talking about it.
Gotta get the Admiral.
The doctor kept telling him he needed to sleep. He picked a weird place to do it. On the Seaview, Patterson reports that they're at 600 fathoms. No, I don't know why we're suddenly using fathoms, but since a fathom is 6 feet, that's 3,600 feet. No wonder a couple of departments are reporting hull damage and taking on water. Gotta surface. The gauges report that the temperature is normal up there now.
The submarine escaped from our heat vent by submerging.
Why did you not report sooner? If it has gone, our last chance of escape has gone with it.
No. After submerging, they brought the submarine back to the surface in its original position.
The minds of these humans are sometimes incomprehensible. Why would they do that? They must have some plot in mind.
Yeah, some plot like don't fill up with water. You get the feeling if they farted, he'd call it a warm air attack.
Shall we try to burn them again?
No, not burn. Come.
He'll freeze them this time. His aide says that'll vent the heat into here. That's why they'll be on the Seaview and not here.
Within minutes, the enemy ship will be completely frozen. After its crew is dead, we shall be able to remove its reactor at our leisure.
Captain, would you look at this, sir? Do you read it like I do, sir?
Yeah, the heating system's fouled up.
Look up there, sir.
It's not the heating system, it's Gelid. Being the captain of the ship, it'll take him a while to figure that out. Everybody throws a coat on, but before long, the men start dropping. Soon everyone, including the captain, is unconscious. Gelid and his Gelidito follow a detector to the reactor room.
Oh, man. Where am I? Where's the Seaview? The Admiral. The Admiral's in trouble here. Gotta get the Admiral.
It takes a moment to get his bearings, but he grabs the stun gun and heads in the direction he had been going.
It's a door. That's a door of some kind.
Admiral? Admiral, are you in there? Admiral, you and the chief, are you in there?
Kowalski is turning out to be a man after my own heart. What do I often say?
Oh, Christmas, so you'll never freeze anybody again!
Start breaking stuff. That bursting panel knocked him on his one spot, but it freed the other two.
The Earthmen are more advanced than I anticipated. The reactor is normal.
What sort of abnormality were you expecting?
It is a Negaton Phase 7, perfect.
Then it is not necessary to remove it.
Exactly. We can send the radiation impulses directly to our spaceship.
So as I said before, none of this was necessary. All he had to do was ask permission to do that. Humans tend to be helpful little creatures when you ask nicely. Yes, I know he would melt before he got 2 steps onto the ship, but I figure if they can build a transporter, they can come up with a Mr. Freeze type cold suit.
Come on, wake up. Wake up. Wait. Now, come on. On your feet. Come on.
But you were frozen. What happened?
I don't know. Something happened to their instrumentation and activated the device that released us.
Oh, yeah. The stun gun. I fired at it. Admiral, the Seaview, it's going to be frozen over.
I know. These people want to take our reactor. It looks like they've already begun.
You mean our reactor is causing all that?
They have some way of extracting the heat from this area and venting it into the grotto. We can find out what it is. We might be able to use that heat to free Seaview.
He's figured out how to work the heat vent.
It's working. Let's get back to Seaview.
He can tell it's working because it's getting butt-chillingly cold in there. That should mean it's warm/hot where the sub is. On the sub, Gelid is having problems.
Something is going wrong.
Not here. Everything functions as ordered.
Then it is happening at our base.
The humans we had imprisoned there. They must have been released.
Then we have failed.
No, we shall increase the power output here.
That'll make the reactor go critical, but as long as he gets his Negaton thingy so they can get out of there, he doesn't care. Speaking of getting out, Admiral Nelson did his job too well.
Larry out there's in flames.
There's too much heat. I don't know why I tried to correct it, but... well, there it is.
And the Seaview was...
I'm afraid so. As you said, Chief, if the freeze didn't destroy it, the flames certainly will.
Suddenly, he grabs the stun gun and runs back toward the control room.
Out of my way. You are too late to save your ship, Admiral.
You're wrong.
Freeze him.
I have to do it.
When you have to shoot, shoot. Don't talk.
We have nothing further to fear from them. They are being destroyed. Let us go to our spaceship and leave this planet.
Once again, you're just a hair late there, Admiral. Looks like they're going to get away. Kaboom, kaboom, la da 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 da, kaboom, kaboom, la da 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 da.
Ours are out now, sir. We can get back to Seaview.
What are we waiting for? Come on.
Valid question. I'm pretty sure they were waiting for you to give the okay, but you were off breaking stuff.
What do you think we'll find inside, sir?
We'll see when we get there.
Sir, there's a spaceship out there.
It's about ready to take off.
If they leave that polar cap flaming like that.
That's right. Half the world would be flooded. Come on.
I'm not sure I understand that. Inside, everyone is waking up. Sharky and Kowalski go to take care of the reactor.
You've got to stop Gelid. Hit the sail camera, will you?
Does he expect them to come back and fix all this?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
And somehow, blowing them up stopped all the flames and heat and etc. The reactor is back to normal, so let's get out of here. We've had stories that seemed unnecessary before, but this one takes the prize. Gelid assumes we're enemies because we're not him. Sharky introduces himself with a bullet because they're not human. Nobody thinks to ask questions. I find that impossible to believe, especially from Sharky. Shoot first, ask later is out of character. He might draw his pistol, but before he did anything with it, we know he'd say something like, "Who are you?" They might prove to be hostile, but at least he knows that for sure before he shoots. It might also prompt him to aim before he shoots this time too. I could be tempted to tell him he shoots like Doc Holliday. That's not a compliment. Doc almost never hit the guy he was shooting at either. All I gotta do is breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Breathe underwater. Kowalski insists I thought I'd taught two weird guys.